Ferrari has had a very troublesome season in 2022, and while we thought that they could handle the championship challenge that was presented to them in the first couple of races, we've all been proved wrong. Nevertheless, with the team changing directions with Frederic Vasseur and the new additions on the 2023 version of the car, as well as the boost of the engine, the team is going to have a very strong season in 2023. Now that Red Bull are on the back foot with a sporting penalty and the new regulations, Ferrari is the first team next in line that's looking to capitalize on how the situation unfolds for the Austrian team, which is why the 2023 car is very important to the Marinello team. And now they've provided some deeper information regarding its development. Ferrari's 2022 season was one the team would want to forget quickly, especially after the third race in Australia, with Charles Leclerc presenting himself as an early championship candidate with a 46-point lead over Max Verstappen. The Marinello team thought that they could have it the easy way, given the fact that Red Bull struggled with reliability issues in the first couple of races. However, bad luck struck Ferrari as well, with both of its cars retiring in Baku and Leclerc having a turbocharger failure in Barcelona. On top of that, the team struggled with a lot of tactical blunders, especially Monaco, Silverstone, Hungary and Brazil. While almost all of the races where Ferrari struggled with the pace and the tactics of the team, Red Bull prevailed as a winner, something that the Marinello team is looking forward to changing in the 2023 season. Now, in order to do that, they need a competitive car. That's why the team has been working hard on the engine's reliability since the first half of the 2022 season. But apart from the engine, something that was a massive advantage for Red Bull. What are some of the changes that Ferrari has implemented on its car? We are going to see it all on the 14th of February in 2023, which is the day that the Italian team chose to present Project 675 to the world. Until then, take a look at some of the revolutionary changes that Ferrari implemented on the next season's car. Obviously, they aren't going to change what is currently working, and that's being stressed out multiple times by the team. Therefore, the aerodynamic concept of the car is going to stay the same. Given the fact that Ferrari absolutely dominated in that aspect in the 2022 season, the philosophy and the way of performing are also going to stay the same, unlike Mercedes, with the silver arrows pointing out that they're going to change the DNA of the car because of the massive issues they faced for the 2022 season. The tactics of the team desperately need to change, and before we go into the car details, it's worth noting that with the arrival of Vasseur, the team is going to have a brand new philosophy when it comes to drivers' preferences. Up until this point, Binotto didn't believe in the preferred driver treatment and gave equal chances to Leclerc and Sainz. This won't be the case with Vasseur, who has a very close friendship with Leclerc and his manager Top. If Carlos Sainz fails to perform at Leclerc's level in the first couple of races, rest assured that he'll be badged as the number 2 driver in the team sooner rather than later. Something that, although it could cause some trouble at Ferrari, will definitely boost Leclerc's chances of winning a championship. Now, regarding the car, the side pods are going to stay the same. More precisely, the game to retain the same carved profile on the upper part with large grills for the dissipation of heat, and it will have a deep narrowing towards the rear part of it. The Coke bottle part of the car, one of the most controversial and innovative parts of the car, will be slightly further forward compared to the 2022 version of the car. And in exchange, the car is going to have a less complex airflow management system directed towards the rear. Ferrari is a team that knows when they're doing something wrong, which is why they don't tend to be shy when it comes to copying or borrowing designs from other teams. The bodywork extended behind the engine cover on the F175, narrowing into a semicircular section. However, this is going to change for the next season, and the team has borrowed some knowledge and experience from the championship-winning car in 2022, replacing it with horizontal vents that will extend all the way over the rear suspension members, something that the Marinello team hopes will bring the same success as it did for Red Bull. Now on track, the team hopes that the changes they are currently making to the car will result in the car suffering less from increased drag. And in order for this to be achieved, the lower profiles of the sides are here to do the job for the Italian team. The step between their vertical section and the floor side is now much more noticeable, and from next year on, there will be a channel that follows the double floor principle. This was present again in the RB18, and given how revolutionary this design was, rest assured that Ferrari isn't here to play games. They are here to win races. The chassis on the car is also going to suffer some changes, more precisely the lower section on the side of the cockpit, as well as the fuel tank area are going to be mostly different compared to the 2022 version of the car. Now, the team is looking forward to making some changes when it comes to the location of the internal mechanics, which then involved the makeover of the gearbox. As of 2023, the adoption of the diffuser characterized by a 10mm elevation is something that the team needs to keep in mind when applying these changes. Still, this elevation will make a smooth connection with respect to the Venturi channels, making the 675 project a true engineering masterpiece. Yet, one can help but wonder, is there something else missing? Obviously, in the first couple of races, Ferrari was a team that had pure speed, and nobody, not even Red Bull, was close to them. The team even prevailed as the one that had the fastest car, but wasn't able to capitalize on it due to other factors. Still, Red Bull caught up to Ferrari on this field as well, and now, the Marinello team does have a lot of work to do on the engine. But, do they have a lot of work to do, or has all the work been done by Binotto prior to his departure? Ferrari started to work on their car ever since the first half of the season ended, and now that they've managed to understand what went wrong, Binotto made sure that he wouldn't leave without fixing all of the issues for the team, which is why Vasseur is likely going to inherit a team and a car that already fixed on the engine front. The fact that the team stopped developing the 2022 version of the car earlier this season and was able to develop the 2023 engine before anyone else on the grid speaks volumes about where the team is heading for the next season. This is something that's been spoken about by Gunther Steiner, who said that in talks with Binotto, he found out that the Ferrari engine for next season is going to be the bomb. Further reports also added that Ferrari has added a baseline horsepower boost of 30 horsepower, meaning that the straight line deficit with Red Bull is likely going to be gone. Even with porpoising, Ferrari was able to have a very strong engine and a good performing car, which is why the team is looking to strike even harder with the new regulations. Also, there is a huge fact that the team is looking to capitalize on, and that's the sporting penalty of Red Bull. The Austrian team is going to have 15% less time spent in the CFD facilities and the wind tunnel factories, which is why Ferrari believes they will do great from the next season onwards, and Red Bull will slack off now that they won't be able to spend as much time in these crucial facilities. The technical regulations are constantly being tweaked, and while Red Bull managed to get on top of them for their 2022 season, it doesn't necessarily mean that they'll understand them for the 2023 season as well. Therefore, with a new engine, new leadership in Vasseur, and the new tweaks in the 2023 version of the car, Ferrari is going to be an absolute force to be reckoned with on the grid. The Marinello team will look forward to capturing the first Drivers' Championship since 2007, which is a long time for a team like Ferrari. So, what do you think will happen next with the Marinello team, and more importantly, what do you think about the design of their 2023 car? Let us know in the comments down below. Thank you for watching our video today, and if you enjoy our content, subscribe to the channel and have that notifications bell turned on to be made aware of our future uploads, as we have plenty coming up for you about the 2023 Formula 1 season.